the lesson on pivot tables, because yesterday, yes, we did something, but it didn't come out right the way I wanted it to.
Okay.
So I just said, okay, let's just sort of redo it. There is no harm, so that you thoroughly grasp. Pivot tables are very key, as I was saying yesterday, in that they make your life a bit easy in analyzing information. We did the IF functions, the IFS functions, and so forth. They are very good, but they are a bit cumbersome, especially when you have got a large data set. They are not as easy as using pivot tables. You get to see when we start to manipulate this information. So you see, okay, this information, you can type it, as I said, you can actually type it in, or you can import it, be it from a database or from anywhere else, whichever way. So you can have this information, but you'd find from this information, for you to figure out, okay, for you to make sense of these figures, you can do that manually. Try to make sense and try to arrange the data using manual means. It's very much possible, but it's cumbersome. The issue is that it takes you more time rather than using pivot tables, right? So as I said yesterday, when you are using pivot tables, you have to make sure that these columns, there is no blank column. When we say a blank column, what we are referring to is something like that. You should not have a blank column like that. If ever you've got a data set and it has got blank columns, you have to delete that column if you are not using it. Otherwise, if you have to use it, it should contain some information. The same goes for rows. You should not have a blank row. If you're not using that row, you have to delete it. If you have to use it, then you have to fill up the information relevant to that. So pivot tables, they help us to analyze this information. As you can see here, we've got, what I did to that, I just added some more columns so that we have got a variety of information. So you've got like order ID, date, okay, we could say date of transaction, year, month, you've got the product, category, region, and this value information, unit price, and everything, and profit margin. So you may want to analyze this information in different dimensions, and that's where pivot tables come into play. So, okay, I'll just give you an example of how to construct or to come up with a pivot table. So you could actually probably select this data as I was showing yesterday. You could select this whole information like this. Then you come and insert a pivot table. Or you could just click anywhere, just like that. Then you just insert a pivot table. What the system does, because you are in this cell which has got this data set, it automatically selects all the information relevant. If you want to limit the information to probably, like in this case, it selected A1 up to any 25. So you could just come here. Probably you want to limit it to any 24. So instead of any 25, you just say any 24. So what it will do, it means the selection will be limited to any 24. In our case, we want to select the whole data. Okay, so let me just probably do this, insert. All right. Then now, okay, the pivot table that we're going to create, you can select to create it as a new sheet, or you can select to create it as okay, okay, as an existing sheet. Existing sheet, that is if you had another sheet here. Probably if you had another sheet there, you could create it as an existing sheet. In my case, I'm just going to create it as a new sheet. Then after that, you don't have to click. For now, you don't have to click add this data or data to the data model. You don't have to click that for now. until we've done this. So for now, we just want to see how to create a pivot table. Now, once we have done that, we can just click on OK. Now, what happens now is it brings up this sort of placeholder. It's more like a placeholder, meaning to say we haven't sorted, because what this pivot table is helping us is probably we want to analyze our sales by category. We could from here try to see and say, okay, under categories we've got, but look, we've got electronics here, we've got accessories there, you've got electronics there. So what it means, if you were to do it manually, it means you have to pick the electronics figures, add them up, label there, put the figure there, go to accessories and so forth. It's very much possible. But just look what a pivot table does. Let's say we wanted to analyze our sales by categories. We could just select categories there. So it will pick the categories that we have. Automatically, it does pick there. You can see there. Then if I wanted to say, okay, I want to analyze revenue, I could just click on revenue. So automatically, it will give me the totals for accessories, the totals for electronics. That's the beauty of it. If I didn't have, if I was not making use of the pivot tables, it means what I was supposed to do was either to first group this, I could group this by, let me see if it allows me to do that. Yes. So I could select this, right? I could select this, then probably then you make a filter there and sort and filter. So I could sort and filter, make a custom sort like that. Then I could sort it by, then I could sort it by category like that. See, just to quickly make my life easy. So I could do this, right? Then I was going to say have accessories up there, have electronics down there. Then I was now going to add these figures for accessories. So I could then add the figures for accessories, then add the figures for electronics. So this is practically possible, but you can see with the pivot table within seconds, within minutes, even if this data was huge, I could just within a few minutes come up with a pivot table. Now, you can now format this. You can either select this, right click and just make the figures more presentable. So you could right click and do number formatting and whichever way you want it presented, we have that, right? If you want to have it presented as currency or as yeah, then you could probably select your currency there. See? So that's the beauty of a pivot table. So you can sort any information. You can analyze any information. Like in this case, I've said, okay, even in a meeting, somebody was to ask and say, okay, we want to know the sales by region, right? So one could say we want to know the sales by region. So basically what we could do is come up here and enter a pivot table. So I could just select anywhere, click on insert. This time around, we want to know by region. So we could just do that. Then in this case, I'm going to say existing sheet. Then I want to select this sheet so that we just put it side by side. Then within this sheet, I could probably come here and select it to be inserted there. Then I could say, okay, it puts a placeholder like that. Now I want to analyze by region. So I could just select region, right? Then I could select revenue. See, then I could format this. So this is what I could term the beauty of pivot tables. It makes your life very much easy. So here I'm analyzing by category. Here I'm analyzing by region. The cells are the same, but I'm seeing from a different perspective. If I had many regions, I could see, okay, so which region is performing. If I had many categories there, I could see which category is performing. So you could even analyze by product. You see, we've got products there. So you could even put an analysis of products. So again, as long as you want to make an analysis, you could just click there. No, do not right click, just select there, insert your table, insert pivot table. Then this time around, we are saying existing sheet because I just want to be using this sheet. So I could just again come there and then just insert. It will put that placeholder. I want to analyze by, I said I want to analyze by what? By product. So you see, I could just analyze my revenues by product. So this gives you a way of, even when you get into a meeting, you can present your sales report in various ways. You can say, okay, in terms of categories, this is the best performing category. In terms of region, and for you to be preparing the report, it doesn't take you time. If you were to do this report that I am doing right now manually, even with these few lines, okay, just hold on. Just hold on. Coming. Let me, that's what I was saying. Right. Mbota semekaso. Sabape ayo muze kuti anotumiwa vakupe email because vida kutaura nevanhu zvemangwana but ngakusire email vomutaura ndokuisira paemail. I think that way it works. Yes. Right. Sorry for that. So I was saying I'm using the pivot tables to do multiple analysis. In this case, I'm just analyzing my sales and just trying to see how. Okay, I'm making an analysis. I could want to say I want to know by category, I want to know by region, I want to know by product. So you get like minutes detail. You can actually see your best performing product, your best performing region, your best performing category. You could do this manipulation of this data manually. It's very much possible, but the difficult part of it is that it takes time. So even if we wanted to go further with this data, we can analyze even profitability. You can see we've got profitability there. We have got even the profit margin there. So we could even, besides using the revenue, we could even make an analysis of the profitability. So again, it's just a matter of you inserting a pivot table. Then, of course, within existing sheet, because we just want to use this sheet. So the profitabilities, we would just bring them down here, and then we have to select and say, we want to see profitability by product. So we could put, okay, I want to remove, all right, okay, first I have to say okay there. I have to say okay so that I have my placeholder. Then, okay, let's say I want to see profitability by product. So I could just put my product there. And probably I want to see the profit figure. Right? So I could just put my profit figure there. So that's my profit figure. And if I also wanted to see the profit margin, I could just put my profit margin there as well. So you can see that it gives me the profit in figure terms. Then it also gives me the margin, right? Okay, this margin is the sum of, we want, is it correct that way? Want it the count of that. Okay, but anyway, it's okay. So we may want it to be count. Let me see count. Right. Okay. So I think it's fine. So okay, let me just come to my data set there. All right. So it's adding up. It's adding up those percentages. So we may want average here instead of this. So what I'm doing here, I'm changing the value field settings. So I click there on value field settings. Then I may want the average. Was I've got okay, we've got so many cells on each product, but in terms of margin, now you want the average, right? So that's super. So I'm looking at average of profit margin. So I could see that mousepad more profitable, but in terms of the value, mousepads only brought in 1,724 in terms of profit. Laptops are bringing more profit, although they've got this margin followed by that. So this pivot table is handy in the sense that it allows you to make analysis of your data in various dimensions in an easy, very fast way. And there are also easy to manipulate. I think you agree with me that the formulas or the functions are more difficult from what I know, because you have to remember the formulas or the function itself. If you put it in a wrong way, then the function will give you an error. But you find the pivot tables more straightforward and easy to use. You could even insert tables using this data. You can even insert like you have charts and yeah, you have charts from this. So you can see besides you having a pivot table, which is handy, you can even have charts to further analyze the information that you have extracted using a pivot table. So we could select that and probably we could just insert, then we could probably insert a chart there just for us to see how it comes up. So we could put up that chart. So you can see that chart is showing us we have got the sum profit, which is, of course, the figures. Then we have got the average profit. So this chart can be formatted. It can be formatted in different ways. You can have it look in any way that you want, that is appropriate, that is good for you. So you just select here. That's where you've got different formats, different types that you can use, right? Even if you wanted to have a layout there, you could just come there and select a layout. Probably want to put a beta legend like that one. So even if you wanted to show charts, you could actually use, so you've got this, then you can even present it in a chart way. So you can see this chart, we can label it by just clicking up there, and we label that as sales analysis. Right? Is it typing? It's not okay. All right, I think it's just slow. So we just label it that sales analysis. Then here we've got our legend, sum of profit, then it shows the figures, average of profit margin, then it shows that with the laptops coming up at top. So this is something that you can do. I believe so. This is something that you can do. I'm going to share. I didn't share the functions. Okay, I have to share the functions formulas in the assignment. But this one, I think, let me just soon after, I'm going to share this. Then I'm going to share the worksheet. Then I'm going to give you the questions. I want you to do an analysis. The pivot tables, you have to label them. I wasn't labeling, but yourself, I would want you to label for me. Sales analysis, like in this case, will be sales analysis by categories, sales analysis by region, sales analysis by product, probably profitability by product. So I'm going to give you questions and ask you to make analysis using pivot tables. I would also want you to do these graphs. All right. So for these charts, I would want you to move them. I want you to move them to move the chart. So whichever way, if you were to do it like here, you would just right click, then you move the chart to a worksheet, to a new worksheet altogether. In this case, it's more like an object. It's in the same sheet. So I would want you to move it to a new sheet. Then you label it. Like in this case, it's profitability analysis by product. So this one is that product. See, type. My machine is a bit slow. It is just complete typing by product. Then we will just set that by product. Why is it not responding? All right. So we just say that then we are moving the sheet. I want it to be like to stand alone on its own. So it means, right? So it could be that. So what I want you to do, I'm going to share this data set. Right? This data set, I'm going to share it. I'm going to give you questions for you to do pivot tables, like what I was doing here, right? Then, of course, I will ask you to also do some charts like this. This is basic, although we're sort of getting into advanced, but it's basic, right? Then you just do for each pivot table you would have done. So I'm saying for the charts, it's very simple. You are simply selecting that. Then you are inserting and you are coming here. We are just using bar charts. We don't have to worry about this. So you select that to enter. It will bring up this. Then you can format this. So just come there, select a design. Okay, you can design. I think just click on design, then select a design that you want to use. Once you select the design, I then want you to move it to a separate sheet by right-clicking. So you right-click and then you move it. You move it like you come move chart, then you are moving it into a new chart. Then you are giving it a name. What it does now, when you click on OK, it will bring up a new chart with the graph, so to say, or with the chart, so to say. So this is what I want you to do. I'm saying once you master this, you'd find you won't have much headache. The analysis, of course, will depend, but normally what this happens, like in your case, you're dealing with clients, so you can analyze clients by region, you can analyze clients by age, show revenues by age, show revenues by different dimensions using your pivot tables. Is this something which you can do if I share this worksheet? Hello, are you there? Hello.
Okay, hello sir, yanga yangosika kita 10 on mic yangu. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yes. So you see, I think you heard what I said. I want to share this worksheet. I'm going to share this worksheet. I'm going to share, of course, the video soon after. I'm also going to share some questions. I want you to do the pivot tables based on the questions I'm going to give you. Also do the charts based on the questions which I'm going to give you. Then you are going to send me back the worksheet. Because you will do it on one worksheet. So you're just sending it back. Then I just check what you have done.
Okay.
It's something that you can do.
Yeah, I will do so.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I will try to present it.
Yes. So soon after, I'm sharing the video in case you want to refer. But as I showed you, pivot tables are much easier. You agree with me? I have to share with you the functions, your worksheets and so on. But you agree with me that the functions are more difficult in a way than your pivot tables. Your pivot tables easy.
Yeah.
They even allow you to analyze information in a much better way using these different dimensions. So I want you to do that. Then just share that back with me. Then we take it up from there.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. So it's okay. So I'm ending our session. Then if you can send it back, I know you will send it back to me today. Then tomorrow we'll see. Because tomorrow I plan for us to have a bit longer lecture so that we cover some ground. Uh, we lost ground.
Okay.
Yes. So just send it back to me today. Then we continue tomorrow.
Okay. No, thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right.